Okay, today I was recently inspired by TikTok, and I want to talk about why you might want to consider downloading it and kind of learning it and using it. It's a really weird thing, but let's get into it. So basically, TikTok is this new social media platform. It's kind of old. It used to be this thing called Musical.ly, a bunch of kids on it dancing and being like really childish kids. So that's who it was for. That's who used it. And it got bought out by TikTok. Whoever owns TikTok, I don't really know. I don't care. But once it became TikTok, it became something even bigger than it was. Musical.ly was really, really big. It was one of the fastest growing platforms when it was out, like maybe 3 years ago. And I had it then, and I kind of messed around with my girlfriend on it, and it was just like, oh, this is weird and cute, but it was stupid. And it was way, way too young, like uncomfortably young. So deleted it, and then now 3 years later, there's TikTok. And TikTok is, I'm sure you've heard of it by now, it's basically a bunch of people who take their knowledge and their skills and share them. It's no longer sharing somebody's life, like Instagram or something like that. It's kind of like sharing information, and it's really accessible. It's really, really gaining steam with kids, but now it's becoming more adult. It's maturing as it's going on, and it's really interesting because it's not super awesome, and it's really fresh, and it's new. And this is probably the last time it will be really great, because these platforms start to degrade as they get better, so to speak. But it's super pure and just unrefined, and I think that's great. So I have a list of things that I think that will convince you to maybe pay attention to it. So the first one is it's for creators. That's the thing is, the videos on there that I see that I like, at least, but I see them all over, they're people who are sharing things. So a mechanic says, here's how to do an oil change. Or it's a dancer saying, here's how to do this dance. Or just a money person saying, here's a way to save a quick buck, coupon, or so on. It's basically a giant source of quick tips. It's kind of like YouTube, but it's way more raw and way more personal and fast. And I love that, because I'm not one to watch long videos. I'm sure this video will be long, but I know a lot of people do. I don't understand the long thing. So it's fast, and it's nonstop, and it's really growing. The second is it's for fun. Like a lot of people on there are having far better time using this platform than, say, Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. All these are just kind of corroding, in my opinion, and they're just dying. And then I see a lot of happy people on TikTok. So that's the second one. Third one is it's new. It's really interesting when something new is coming out, because it can be confusing and intimidating, and that's kind of like the cool part, is like, oh, what is this? What's going on? Oh, weird. It has filters? Interesting. You do the filters after you're done recording? Oh, what's this? There's audio things with music? Oh, weird, And it's just really stimulating to have something new. So that in itself is cool. The fourth thing is that it's already growing so rapidly. It's going to kick out Instagram in a leader. Instagram is already dying. So I recommend, even if you don't download it and use it, get it, sign up, get your user handle so you have it, so nobody takes it. It's really important to do that whenever a new platform comes out, because it's just really helpful in the end if you want to use your username, and if somebody else has it, you're screwed. Number 5, like I just said, Instagram is dying. It's just photos. The way the future is video, and TikTok is video. And if you're not kind of working with the way things go, you're working against yourself, and you're just you're just boning yourself. It's not going to be fun at all if you just keep latching on to things that are going to break or are broken or dying. So use Instagram for what it's worth, but understand that it's dying, and it's been dying, and everybody's like, oh, algorithm, all this business. It's not as good as it was. And the seventh reason, continuing on, is Instagram stories are probably the last thing that Instagram has going for it, because it's really, I guess you could say, raw, and it's the only thing that is actually a linear feed versus the algorithm of the feed. Like As soon as you post a story in Instagram, it becomes up at the front. So it's still linear, and that is good. But the thing with Instagram stories that you want to think about is it's because it's full screen, and even on Facebook, I think, has stories now. I'm not sure, and they're full screen too, so it takes up your whole scroll. I'm not really sure about Facebook, but the whole thing is that this is full screen, and it's kind of taking these things and it's putting it into the actual format. Everything's full screen on TikTok. Number 8 is it's easier than making a YouTube video. These videos on YouTube, it's just you need cameras, mics, lights, concepts. You need all of these things just to put out a message. But to put out a story or a message on TikTok, you just have your phone and you just record yourself. It's really super simple, and it's super awesome how you can just edit in the phone while you're making it. Kind of like when I used to make old movies, you just hit stop and then move the camera and do something else to hit record and so on. And you just hit this edit. Number 9, it's interesting to learn a new skill set. So videography and filmmaking is really tough, and you can really get good at it. And it's really interesting I think it's the most interesting hobby there is, just filmmaking. But to kind of refine some skills and learn about lighting or learn about storytelling or how you look on camera and getting better on camera, all of these things are really interesting. And a new platform will really help you like stretch your legs and try something very interesting. Number 10 is the technology of TikTok. It's really interesting. I can't figure it out yet. Like, I'm still trying to understand what all the buttons do. I don't know how to do anything with the fonts and types yet, really. I see kids doing crazy stuff, and I'm just like, I don't even know where to start. There's a lot of tech, and I think it's really going to drive things in the future with AR, and I'm not really sure exactly where it will go, but I can see a lot of future driven stuff because of TikTok, and advertisers are going to want to get on TikTok and use that and appeal to the audience there, which this audience seems to only like people who are creating something and sharing wisdom. So we're not really sure what's going to happen with TikTok, but I do think that it's technology driven in a lot of it. It's really pretty awesome. Number 11, back to it being a filmmaking thing and everything. So if you do make stuff elsewhere, it's really easy to upload and get a good quality video. You just put it on your phone and upload. Versus, say, Instagram, I'm always like getting this H.264 on there and it doesn't accept it. And then I try to do a 422 and it cancels halfway through or continuously cycles. All of these issues with Instagram. It's just, I don't have any of those with TikTok. It's really fascinating. Number 12, my favorite one, is because everything else sucks now. I'm sick of Instagram. It's boring. I don't like stories on Instagram. I've muted everybody I know, basically, because I don't want to see a useless content. It's just seeing somebody's life is just boring to me. I want to hear about some tips or tricks or insights, not just a bunch of stickers on a thing and somebody screaming at a concert. It's like, I don't want to see that. It's really cool. I don't even like dancing, but it's interesting to see how people do these dances. And now I'm like, oh, that's fascinating. It's just interesting. It's far more interesting. Everything else just sucks. But continuing on that, and the 13th is you can actually learn something. As I was saying with the dancing, like, I now know how to do certain dances, even though I never will, but I've also know how to do certain mechanical repairs and things like that. It's very helpful. I've actually done I follow some money people. Those are my favorite personally, but just seeing insights into certain passive income stuff is really helpful. So I like that you can actually gain something from it. You're not just wasting your time all day on it. Number 14 is when you invest yourself into a new platform or platforms across the internet, the better you get at it and the more interested you are in it, you get to utilize what you're all about in life. So these things shouldn't be difficult. It should be inspiring. So if you are all about, say, guitar repair, you can utilize this to share your techniques and talk about things. And within this ups your social status. You get a following. And the higher your status, not only does this help your cause, but it also should help your personal life, your love life, because throughout history, the higher your status is, if you're a man watching this, the higher your status, the better your mating results will be, because status is highly attractive to women, whether it's your wife, girlfriend, or whatever. But these things help out your life. You can feel more confident when the people around you are appreciating you in your love life and also in your social life. There's nothing really too bad about being out there and sharing with everybody and just really, really embracing the thing that you're into. And I suppose lastly, it's not about your followers. If you're doing hashtags, you're going to get views. I uploaded like 5 videos. I randomly didn't think anything about TikTok, except for there's just a lot of weird people on there, and nobody follows me. You should though. That'd be great, because I want to do some things on there. I have some really cool ideas. So I noticed though I was getting a lot of views per subscriber count. It was ridiculous. So my voice and my message and my self were just getting out there. I don't know how necessarily the algorithm works, but it doesn't matter how many followers you have. You just put it up and somehow it gets spread. There's so many people using it. The reach is so much further than Instagram. I can upload all day on Instagram and not even reach the amount of people I do for like one upload on TikTok. It's insane. That's just some hard facts. That's numbers right there. So those are my thoughts on Instagram. Basically happened when I saw this morning that I had like 160 views on one of my videos, which was insane because I have like 5 followers, I think. And I barely get that kind of stuff on my Instagram, so it's crazy. The numbers don't lie. TikTok is going to be the way of the future, and if you want to be stuck into the past because you don't want to change, or I don't have time for that, all this business, or that's just for kids and stuff, well, cool, because just so you know, eventually it's going to take over, and that's what everybody's going to use, and you're going to need to learn it. And it'll be really tough because there'll be more and more features as time goes on, and it'll be harder to learn. Might as well just get into it and just learn it. You don't have to even upload, you use it, just learn it, because you're eventually going to need it. That's the way that I see things going. There's no doubt about it. People are talking about it. If you have ever heard of Gary Vee, he also talks about it a lot. It's just going to be the way it is. So that's about it. I hope you guys like this video, and if you do download TikTok and this is your first thing, let me know what you think, because yeah, I probably agree with all of your negative viewpoints, but I do think that the positives outweigh all of those, and as time, I think that we'll all become more comfortable and interested in it and use it for something better. But again, it goes back, my favorite point out of all of those is the people on TikTok, they're actually doing something. They're not just on there trying to look pretty. Some of them do, but even if they are, they're trying to do something. They're like singing a song or putting in a dance or showing how they do makeup or whatever it is. They're doing something, which is super good for the world, that people aren't just trying to be and get likes and all that stuff. It's I think it's a really great thing. So yeah, that's it for today. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe and like this, all that business. Cheers.